This pure seeing or perception is like in the case of a newborn baby whose brain has got nothing. It cannot input any content because there is no conditioning, no views, no opinions, no learning as yet. So this is the pure mental consciousness that just arises naturally. After that, what do human beings or you do? Take for example, when you are looking at that painting or the Buddha image over there, unless your mindfulness or sati is very stable, you cannot be at the moment of pure seeing before the perception. Can you do that? Very few people can do that, because the moment you see, you will perceive as you are so conditioned. And how do you see? You label through words, through concepts and ideas. Hence, you never really see.
So now you understand. When I say you don't see, you don't hear, and that is the meaning. Because your perception, your word, your sankhara activity, very fast, so conditioned, just come out like that. That's why when you start to understand, the moment you see, why must you immediately perceive, stir, and react to what you see? Because the content of consciousness, which is egoic, went in. If it's not egoic, if you are at the pure awareness nature, the true mind, the subtle mind, there is no word. You see things as they are. That is the real seeing. So you don't like normal people. How you see is you label through words, through concept and idea. Hence you never really see, understand? So if you really see, seeing things as they are, via the direct seeing, that thing has no word. That is the pure direct seeing of an enlightened being, or a being that has awakened. That's the reason why the Buddha said, in the seeing, there is only the seeing consciousness, no one to see as yet. Then the perception comes in, you start to perceive. So this sixth consciousness is perception, because you have the five basic senses. Then the brain, that trigger the sixth consciousness. In fact, that sixth consciousness can arise through perception for all the sense bases. But this is the common denominator. You understand that? Perception is an aggregate of mind that can arise through seeing, you perceive what you see, hearing, you perceive what you hear, smell, taste, tactile, and through the thought, you can perceive what you think, what the thought manifests as thought consciousness. So you need the thought consciousness to be conscious of what you see. Without the thought consciousness through perception, you cannot. That's why the sixth consciousness is actually our sanya, no different. The aggregate of perception that manifests. So now you understand, huh? Mayan, continue.
The perception links all the first five consciousness together with the brain. They are all connected to the mind, which is the common denominator. So when the mind perceives, this sixth consciousness arises, and perception is the aggregate of mind that brings the external forms into mind. And this external form is the sense data. At the moment of perception, that is the sixth consciousness. After that, what happened? Because we have this brain with its views, opinions, and conditioning, it will cause the mind to stir deludedly. Because this brain, before you are enlightened, is still egoic. This egoic mind is the seventh consciousness, which is also the discriminating mind. After you perceive what happened, your brain, your memories, with its conditionings, views, opinions, and belief systems, etc., they will come out and act. And because you are not enlightened yet, this mind is egoic, hence it is discriminative. It will develop discrimination of likes and dislikes, pleasant and unpleasant reactions of mind. That is how the mind stirs, via creating mental hindrances of sensual desires, your likes, and ill will, your dislikes. Every moment of consciousness, when you see something, your mind tends to stir, because there is preference born of your likes and dislikes, pleasant and unpleasant reactions of mind. So, if throughout the day, at every moment of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, tactile, and the thought process, you react and stir your mind, then what happens? You are creating mental hindrances all the time until it becomes habitual. This is what habitual tendencies are all about. When habitual tendencies develop, it becomes latent. We call it latent tendencies or anusaya in Pali. Very latent, like automatic. Immediately you see, straight away you will react. It is like reflex action, happening so fast because you are so conditioned. So this seven consciousness is the one that creates karma. You create karmic during this time, but the intensity depends on the full movements, which is the eight consciousness. This eight consciousness, the Mahayana call it the alaya or storehouse consciousness, storing up all the karmic accumulations.